Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Evan and this is Sense or Sense. And over the last several months, I've been bringing you information about Fidelity and their long hold periods on their accounts for specifically depositing money into their accounts. Today I have an update. I reached out to Fidelity's online chat and discussed a few things with them, and I wanted to bring you that update today. The most important takeaway from the chat was that nothing is fixed at Fidelity, and there is no time frame as to when it will be fixed as far as the extended hold on deposits into the accounts. In fact, I was told in a very legalized manner that it could actually increase at some point in the future if they have some additional issues with fraud, or it could decrease, and there's not really any way to know when or if that's going to happen. They're not going to let us know. So the only way that we know about the actual hold supposedly is we should, when we're requesting an electronic funds transfer, it should say that it can take up to 10 business days in order for that money to become available for you to withdraw. And that's what was confirmed via the Fidelity rep today, is that money is available for trading and money is available for using in your account for purchasing securities and mutual funds and things like that. But you cannot take the money out of that account for 10 business days, especially if you're pulling money from Fidelity, from an external account. So if you go into your Fidelity account and you use the pull method, i.e. in quotes, the pull method, where you request money at Fidelity from an external source, it should tell you that it's 10 business days in order for that money to be available for withdrawal. That's what the rep told me today. Now, it has been stated over and over again that it is important to understand that if you use a pushing method, so if you go to your external accounts, so say Chase, Bank of America, other brokerage accounts, and you push money, you tell them to send money to Fidelity, that the hold should be a lot less than 10 business days, or maybe not at all, just a day or two to transfer the money over. I've actually personally witnessed this in my own accounts. So, when I make a transfer from, say, Chase over to Fidelity from Chase, I have to wait a day or two for that money to show up in my Fidelity account, and then it's available for withdrawal or usage, whatever I need to do with it. The same goes for transferring money from Charles Schwab over to Fidelity. If I set up the external push, so I go to Charles Schwab and I recommend and I tell them to push $1,000 from Schwab over to Fidelity, that money shows up in a day or two and is available for withdrawal and available for any other reason I need it for in those accounts. So the big issue again, and I said this in my last video, is that please do not go to Fidelity's internal website and request funds from an external site. That will almost automatically hold your money for 10 days and will not allow you to withdraw that money for that 10-day period of time. That's 10 business days, not 10 calendar days, 10 business days. Now, I did get one other piece of information that was interesting from the online rep today, and he basically said if you want to make sure that you have no holding period at all, the only way to make sure of that is to do a wire transfer. Now, he made the claim that Fidelity does not charge for domestic wire transfers, but he stopped short of saying that we could do an internal Fidelity request for a wire transfer from an external account, meaning you could go to Fidelity, call them up, or do it on their website to do a wire transfer from one of your external accounts. He didn't say whether or not that would incur a hold or not. I got the impression that it wouldn't incur a hold, but for sure, if you're doing an external wire transfer, so if you're going to Chase or Schwab and you're telling them to do a wire transfer over to Fidelity, that is not going to incur any hold. That's at least according to what Fidelity told me today. Now, you do incur a fee at a lot of places to send a wire transfer, so be aware of that. But as of today, that's the only way that Fidelity is pretty much guaranteeing that your funds will be available within 1 to 2 business days for withdrawal, is to do a wire transfer. So that is what I took away from the conversation. Now, I wanted to add one other important aspect about this, And that is, we're coming into tax season. People might be opening a new traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, or an account that's for retirement. And if you're going to open that new account, that's going to send flags probably to Fidelity, as known in a lot of the comments that I've gotten on my previous videos. Anytime you're opening a new account with all of this going on at Fidelity, generally that's going to possibly make your life a lot more difficult. So I would recommend that you set up the account early if you're going to do it through Fidelity. You make sure that account has been open for the next 30 days or so, and then if you need to make transfers into that account before the tax season occurs, you need to either take money from an internal Fidelity account and do an internal transfer, so from one Fidelity account, like your brokerage account, over to that Roth IRA or traditional IRA, or you need to do a wire transfer from an external account into it, as witnessed by what the Fidelity representative told me today. I would not want you to be in a position where you essentially ask Fidelity to make a contribution to your Roth IRA by pulling that money from an external account, and then that money is held for 10 days. There are situations where you may need that money. There are situations where your taxes might change and that money shouldn't have gone in that traditional IRA or Roth IRA for whatever reason. An example being, maybe you made more money and you didn't realize until you sent your information off to your CPA that you no longer qualify for a Roth IRA. You would have to recharacterize that money and move it into either a traditional IRA or pull it out of the account. And if that money has a 10 business day hold on it, that can be real problematic. So Fidelity is going to have some problems around tax time in general. I would just recommend that if you're going to do anything relating to setting up a new traditional IRA or Roth IRA, that you do that now or in the very near future, such that you have plenty of time to handle any issues you might have with holding times or those new accounts throwing a red flag to their fraud team. You're going to need the extra time in the case that you have an issue. You're going to have to call in. You're going to have to talk to someone in their fraud department. You're going to have them clear it before you can deposit funds. You might have to tell your external bank to wire money. All of these things take time. Please, please, please do not wait until last minute this year if you're going to deal with Fidelity. And the key takeaway is wire transfers from external sources will work the best. If you have to take money and put it in your Fidelity account, please use an external bank to push money from that account into your Fidelity account. Give yourself extra time and don't wait until the last minute. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will bring you more updates on this as time goes on. Thank you very much. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Please leave me a comment below if you find this information helpful. As I continue to bring this information, I don't want to beat a dead horse with this, so to speak, but I want to continue to bring you updates on it. Thank you again. See you next time.